I feel like she just wants someone with authority to tell her that she's right.
Mm-hmm.
And then she could go on and say, well, so and so said, but he's
Yeah.
not giving her anything to feed off of.
Hi, welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, a photographer and former marine biologist living in Charleston, South Carolina. With me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelli.
I'm Kelli Busbey, an executive assistant and former radio host, coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. Together, Sarah and I hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio, and we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo.
Today we'll be discussing Below Deck Down Under, Season 3, Episode 15, Smoochies.
15 already?
I know, we probably only have two more. One
Sarah.
more charter.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, here's your recap. Bree starts to worry about her relationship off the yacht, and Alicia gets a case of the ick. Marina worries that her feelings for Nick aren't reciprocated. Tzarina and Lara are come to a stalemate since neither of them is willing to apologize. Sarah, how many shackles for this one?
I gave it 8. It was a good
Yeah.
episode. Um, I mean, just solid. I'm just sad it's coming to an end. I feel like we've really hit our
Yeah.
stride. I'm sad about the conflict that's still going on, but
Yeah.
I loved it. Great guests. We got scuba diving. I mean, it kind of had
It was a good
everything for
one.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when the episode opens, we're back at the night out. Serena's crying. Harry's successfully calms her down, thankfully. Um, Now we're gonna head
Yeah.
to the club.
Blurb.
The Alicia and Nate are very flirty and they kiss, and then afterwards he says, "I solemnly swear that I am up to no good." Wait, Kelli, he's cute, he's vulnerable, and he likes Harry Potter. Girl, you gotta lock this down.
I was already in love with him saying that he was vulnerable. Like,
Hmm.
that for some reason that was like super hot to me.
Oh
But then
yeah.
watching it back, what I would do for someone to tell me that, to
I
tell me
know.
that they solemnly swear that they are up to no good while looking at me,
Hmm.
done.
Yeah.
Donezo.
And look like that. Like
And look like that.
he's
Just
so
be,
good looking.
yeah, so
Okay, back
handsome.
to the boat. It's time for bed. There's a lot of canoodling, Marina and Nick, Harry and Bree, and Harry and Bree are making plans to travel together. We're at that point of the season. Um,
Yeah.
Bree finds out that Harry likes to stay in hostels, and this is a big red flag for her because hostels don't have room service and you have to share a bathroom.
Right,
So
right.
I was a big hosteler when I was in my 20s. Like that's how you travel the world on a budget. I remember spending like $15 a night in hostels. Great.
Stayed in one hostel
I mean, you
and it
might get
was,
fleas, but
well, and we had to bring our own sheets. Like at the hostels in Europe, do you have to bring your own
yeah, you're
sheets?
supposed to bring like they call it like a sleeping sack, basically.
Okay.
So like they might give you blankets, but you have like it's kind of like a sleeping bag, but it's just a sheet, I
Okay.
think. So I think I
That
had
makes
something like
sense.
that. And I think I had my own sleeping bag. I can't really remember.
It's so long ago.
Yeah.
But so the one that I stayed at was in Mansfield, Ohio,
What?
which is about an hour north of Columbus.
Okay.
It was on the Malabar Farms property. So
Oh,
this is the estate where Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall got married
they got married in Ohio?
in Mansfield, Ohio.
Mansfield,
It was
Ohio.
her first wedding and his fourth.
Of course.
Right. He was 44, she was 19, but hey, whatevs. So
Really?
I went, yeah, yeah. It was like,
Gross.
well, and I went there with my Girl Scout troop when we were in
Hmm.
high school.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, we're only like 2 years away, and like our dads are 44. We're like, ew,
Ew, so
no.
gross.
So anyway, that's the
Huh.
one that I stayed at. But
Okay, that's
um,
cool.
Sarah, what'd you think about that science lesson from Nick explaining why the water was green? It
I
was
loved
just
it.
so
They were
nonchalant.
having like that romantic kind of like canoodle there on the
Yeah.
bunny pad, and then I she asks, "Why is it green?" That was so funny to me. Just,
And then he explained it's oxidized copper. Well,
of course he
obviously,
knows.
of course.
Such a
He's so
nerd.
fun.
in the best way. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, the next day we have the preference sheet meeting. It's going to be a 1 day charter, at least that's what they would have us believe.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Rosenberg from Pennsylvania is the primary. He's going to be there with his wife and then three other couples. And they
Okay.
want to go on a scuba and snorkel excursion and then have a fancy tropical night. Sounds
I'm excited.
perfect.
Sounds
Okay,
like a
so
fun time.
Jason takes the opportunity to talk to the three heads of department at this moment about like working together, keeping it professional. Let's face it, this talk was for Tzarina and Lara, not Nate.
And how awkward was that for Nate?
Yeah, that was weird.
He's probably like, um, anyway, so good timing on Captain's part, though. I mean, it's probably the last time he will have all of their attention together in one spot at the
Hmm.
same time. So,
Yeah. Well, I guess one more preference sheet meeting, but at that point, it's like the season's over.
yeah.
Lara asks to talk to Tzarina and try to clear the air. And Laura says she's upset about the late comment, which we knew and Tzarina should know.
Hmm.
Tzarina, I thought, was very clear that she doesn't like what Laura's trying to do with like controlling her department.
Yeah.
They then start talking about the crew mess situation and who's supposed to clean it. They both want apologies from each other, but neither
Right.
one will do it.
Nope.
And
Yep.
Laura ends the conversation with, well, let's just agree not to talk unless it has to do with work. I think it's time for a cabin change.
I was so frustrated with this conversation because I felt like they were both not willing to
Hmm.
talk to each other or even listen to each other.
Yeah.
So while we are only seeing a snippet here and there of their
Hmm.
conversation, we have to remember that it
Yeah.
seemed that Zarina was keeping her comments more work related,
Yeah.
but Laura's comments were more personal. So
Yeah.
did I get that right? Like it was more,
I think so, but didn't Laura kind of say the other way around? Like you're making it more like personal. I don't
yeah.
know.
I know it was just, I mean, this is totally a sucky situation, but it's frustrating because they just need somebody there. They need like a mediator.
Yeah, they totally need a mediator. Well,
Yeah,
Jason tried that last
that is
charter
true.
and, Laura walked out. But it could have gone better if Zarina had just said, I did say that late comment to get under your skin. I do apologize for that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
let's try and figure out this crew mess situation because on boats I've worked on, it is not the responsibility of the sous chef. Maybe that's how
Right.
it has been for, like,
Right.
work together, like figure it
Yeah. I mean,
out.
there's no fully right answer in this crazy
Yeah.
situation. And to be fair, I am honestly surprised they are still rooming together.
I know. They are very good at ignoring each other, and that's especially
Ugh,
Laura.
awkward.
Did you love when Captain Dreamboat made the fish in his fish tank, that little tiny disco helmet that's a cave? So cute.
He's got all the sizes of the little mirror pieces for
I-
all the different sizes of helmets. Like, I'm impressed.
Apparently. Yeah,
He
that
has a
was.
caboodle with all
Oh,
the different
yeah.
sizes in it. Yeah.
He probably
I think
makes
I saw that on
bracelets and
Amazon.
stuff too. I love that. Oh my God, I would love to make bracelets or disco helmets or whatever craft project he wants to make. Wouldn't that be fun? And we can just talk and braid each other's
Shoot the
hair.
breeze, have some
Yeah.
fun. Love it.
Alicia and Nate have their cheese and wine date, and the crew is watching the date on the TV in the crew mess. And I really loved when Zarina says, kissing after eating cheese, and Nick says, what animals?
Everyone's just eating their dinner and enjoying the show. I mean,
Dinner and a
it was
show.
funny.
Love it. Nate tells Alicia he can't wait to get married and have a daughter. Kelli, this man's light is on, but is Alicia ready to settle down?
He's coming in hot and heavy with the long-term talk.
Hmm.
And and VN was kind of the same way for a
Yeah.
second. I mean, like for a very short
Hmm.
minute, but I feel like I would be a little freaked out.
It's pretty quick. It's real
It's pretty
quick.
quick. Like, yeah, we are together 24/7, literally, but
Yeah,
just
but on the other side of it, like, can't we just have an adult conversation? Like, I don't think he necessarily meant like, want to marry you and we're gonna settle down and we're gonna have a daughter. Like, he just was
that's true.
saying, I can't wait
In
to have
general,
kids. And yeah,
yeah, he wants the
so
family life.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I could see how that could be a little strong.
Well, one thing we do know is she does not like the word smoochies. Um, these young girls are too quick to get the ick. Were we like that?
Don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we were kind of brought up like you didn't point that kind of stuff out to
Yeah.
people that you might want to be partners with. I don't know.
Hmm.
What I do know is that you wouldn't say that hearing that word would make your vagina turn inside out. Like,
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't have
the
said that.
visual of that, I'm like,
Ew. The next day, Lara promotes Marina to second stew.
this is so exciting because 3 or 4 episodes ago, never would have thought it. Never
Hmm.
ever. Um, and good for her. And she is all smiles and it's for so many different reasons. I love it.
Yeah, Marina's on
Good for
top of the
her.
world. So here come the beautiful guests walking down the dock. I just have to tell you, I would put so much effort into the outfit choice for
Oh
walking
yeah.
down the dock. I mean, months and months of effort.
Probably all of my outfits too. But okay, what would you wear for your dock walk?
You know, I go back and forth, but it's probably something long and flowy and
Yeah.
very stylish sunglasses, maybe like a
Yes.
white rim. I don't know.
Ooh,
What about you?
and a hat.
Yeah, sure.
Some sort of floppy hat.
Yeah,
I
some
don't
kind
know.
of
I
straw
like the
hat.
long and the flowy. It would be
Mm-hmm.
bright. It would have to be bright and colorful
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Um, but flattering.
That's the
So
key.
yeah. And comfortable. Breathable fabric, preferably. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
I mean, all we really need it for is the walk down the dock. We can always change when we get on the boat, but
That's a good point. Yeah, I love it.
so guest Allie and the primary Matt are brother and sister, and they've
Mm,
all these people have known each other like 20 plus years. Now, the last time I think we had a brother and sister on board, they ended up naked in the hot tub FaceTiming their parents. Remember that?
er, mm, so gross. I'm sorry.
I am not getting that kind of vibe from these people though.
No, 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 not at all.
Laura takes her crew mess complaint to Captain Dreamboat, and I was really hoping that he would just like lay down the law about whose job it is, but he didn't. And then in his green screen, he just says, like, it's clear this is a power struggle. Like, this really isn't about the crew mess. This is just a power struggle between these two.
Yeah,
And Laura says, you know, she'll do it, even though it doesn't make sense.
this makes me sad.
Hmm.
I feel like she just wants someone with authority to tell her that she's right.
Hmm.
And then she could go on and say, well, so and so said, but he's
Yeah.
not giving her anything to feed off of.
Yeah.
And, Alicia said she's not feeding into the energy either. So I don't, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
No, it's not good.
The dive boat arrives to pick up the guests, and I love anytime we have a diving episode. The reefs there in the Seychelles look
Oh,
so
pretty.
healthy. There's all these
Yeah.
juvenile fish. They have very healthy coral. And Jason says the visibility is
Thank
30
you.
meters, and that's 100 feet of visibility. That's pretty much like unlimited.
Wow.
And lots of marine parks in the Seychelles. And so, like, these waters are protected. And I just love to see that.
You can tell because the water there from the air and it's just stunning. It's shades of blue and green that we've not seen before, and you can clearly
Hmm.
tell that it's protected. So
Yeah,
it's nice to see that.
is beautiful. Oh, Jason said that it's such a remote place. They don't have a lot of visitors there. So I think that really is
Oh,
helpful to the environment.
yeah. Well, yeah.
The deck team is getting out the water toys, and one of them is what they call a hamster wheel. And Adair said her sister had a mouse named Meatloaf, and she says, "Run, Meatloaf, run." Such a good name. Alicia goes for a swim with Tzarina's permission, and this really annoys Laura because she wants Alicia cleaning that crew mess or nothing.
This was Alicia's break that
Yeah.
her boss told her she could take. I'm sorry. Like, it's just so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Laura is just upset with everyone. And
Mm-hmm.
especially because they're saying there's never any time to clean. And now there's all this time to go swimming. So we can't have breaks. Like, I don't know. Like, this
Yeah.
again, she's not staying in her.
Yeah,
Lane.
I mean,
What
there's
is happening?
a serious need there for control. I have felt this way at certain points in my life with um, kids
Things.
and with my spouse. And you
Yeah.
just have to be like, why do I have to control everything? Just let it go. I'm not going to take this on. Just
It's an energy thing, right?
let's
Like, who do
drop
I
it.
want to, who wants my energy? What am I going to spend my
Hmm.
energy on? The gossip
Exactly.
at work or what we're having for dinner? I'd much rather worry about what we're having for dinner.
Right.
Gossip at work is fun, but I'll listen.
Alicia admits to Tzarina that she's not into Nate, and Tzarina thinks she just has more frogs to kiss, like she's young.
Mm. This makes me sad too.
Yeah,
She better tell him soon
I
because right
know.
now he thinks he's like in like Flint.
Yeah, he does. Marina left Nick that note yesterday, and he has not mentioned it. It seems like she's maybe overthinking this, though. Do you think that he's into her at this point? It's hard for me to tell.
He's really hard to read, but I think he's trying to play it cool. But I feel like on the inside, every time he sees her, he's like so
Hmm.
excited. He's like hamster on the wheel or meatloaf on the wheel. So
Meatloaf.
excited.
It's tropical night and there's a tropical storm to match, so they're setting up
Excellent.
inside. Jason overhears Zarina say that Marina is the second stew, and he
Oops.
says normally he would be consulted about this first. Laura said that she did talk to him about it. If she did, we didn't see this, right?
I think, yeah, I don't remember anything about any sort of discussion because
Yeah,
she didn't like, I mean, the only time he talked to her about Marina and vice versa was bringing her up from cabins.
from exactly.
Um, and it's really not like Captain Dreamboat to say he didn't remember something, especially when it comes to a
Yeah,
promotion of a crew member,
right. Yeah.
because he likes those moments. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
The food at this dinner looks delicious, like lots of members of the Clean Plate Club for sure.
Tzarina is just killing it this charter. It's so good.
Yes. Lara asks Marina if she ever wonders if Jason likes her. She says, nope.
This is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Okay,
Yeah.
it's limbo time. I've always been really terrible at limbo. Can you do it?
No, because I don't bend that way.
No.
You know who does bend that way? Barbie. She has always been good at the limbo.
You mean like the doll Barbie?
Doll Barbie, not Barbie, our
Oh
friend
yeah,
from
she
the
can be
show
like,
Barbie.
whoop.
Dun, dun, dun.
So it turns out that Nick has Marina's note like tucked away on the back of his phone or something. This was super cute.
Okay, I hate how adorable they are because they are just like so cute. Oh,
They're so cute. They seem just
so
perfect for each other. I hope that
love
they
it.
end up dating after this is over.
Me too.
Okay, the next day. Bree is having second thoughts about jumping into a relationship with Harry. These two, they just cannot get on the same page. She's in no rush to put a label on it.
I wonder why now. Like, do you think it's because they're coming to the end of the safety of being on the boat together? Like,
Maybe. I mean, she says it's because she just, well, in the last year or whatever, got out of a long-term relationship where she was engaged to somebody. But I don't know. Every episode is different with with these two. They're never
I know.
quite on the same page.
Yeah.
So Harry gets to give all the calls for the docking, and Nate's helping him, and it does well. He does really well. I'm just so proud of our little boy.
Oh, Harry! Yay! So exciting.
The guests depart. I wish they had had a longer charter because they seemed really nice.
Yeah, they seem fun.
Okay, the tip meeting. Only one more charter to go. The tip is 19K, and so the amount of the tip really made me wonder if maybe actually it was a 2-day charter and they made it look like one, as we know they sometimes do that.
I mean, that's a lot of money for a 1 day charter.
Hmm. So the helmet goes to Lara, and this could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And
Yeah.
Tzarina just has to jam that knife in a little deeper by saying, "Congrats on the helmet, like it looks good on you." And of course, Laura is upset. She takes everything
Yes.
very personally. She has since the
Yes.
very first episode. She
Yes.
thinks Captain Dreamboat hates her, and she tells Bree that she may actually want to leave.
I was pretty upset with Tzarina for doing that. I mean, in my head, I'm thinking she was probably trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
It really fell flat.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't think that was,
not good. It does irritate me that Zarina is always saying, I don't know why she doesn't like me. Like, I just want to be friends. And then she does stuff like this every
yeah,
chance she gets. So,
yeah. It's just,
which
she
is
needs to
it?
keep that up here. Keep that,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Well, let's take a break. And when we come back, it's time for Yachties. Where are they now? And Hot Tub Convo.
We are supported by BetterHelp. Support systems are so important. I know I have a group of people I regularly rely on. Sarah, you are at the top of that list and got to use you this week. In a
Same.
society where we are expected to be really independent, it's easy to forget that we are all better when we have a support system. Therapy can be a source of support for many areas of your life.
The best part of BetterHelp is it's fully online, which makes therapy both affordable and convenient. And they serve over 5 million people worldwide. Access a diverse network of over 30,000 therapists in a full range of specialties. And you can easily switch therapists at any time for no additional cost.
Build your support system with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com slash above deck today to get 10% off your first month. That's better, HELP.com slash above deck.
It's time for our segment Yachties. Where are they now? Our guest today is Tyler Walker, the deck stew from Below Deck Season 10.
Here's your refresher on Tyler and season 10. Captain Sandy was filling in for Captain Lee on St. David when he had his health issues. Camille Lamb was fired, and Tyler was brought in as a replacement. Tyler, from South Africa, loved folding towels, and he quickly bonded with Haley on the boat. One of our favorite scenes ever was the epic cake fight on the boat after a night out.
Please enjoy this chat with Tyler Walker. Hi, Tyler.
Tyler,
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm
great.
Sarah.
And
Hi, Sarah.
Kelly,
Pleasure to meet you. Hi, Kelly. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice
nice to
to
meet you
to meet you
too.
officially.
How
Yeah.
are you guys doing?
We're good. Where are you coming to us
Good.
from?
Back home, South Africa. So my
Okay.
tiny, tiny little hometown.
I like that. Well, this is our segment called Yachties. Where are they now? So tell us, where are you now? Like, what have you been up to since your season of Below Deck?
Um, gosh, I mean, it's been a while. It's been a couple of years at this point, which doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
I've stayed in yachting, and I think I'm one of the few people who are still in yachting at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am actually joining a new boat next week.
Mm,
Like Thursday, I'm going in as chief. It's my first chief position.
Yay.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah,
Congrats.
I'm still in the industry, still thriving at this point.
Love it.
Um, yeah, still enjoying it for the most part. I think I'm probably almost ready to move on. I'd love to hop back on the show again as chief, but I don't want to take Fraser's place. So
Right?
we'll have to wait for him to be ready to be done.
Yeah. I mean, we could put you on a different show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
So, how big is the boat that you're going on?
So it's a 57 meter. It's going to be
Wow.
private this time, which is the first private boat I've been on since
Okay.
I started my yachting career.
Okay.
Okay.
So private
Yeah.
meaning like a family or an individual owns it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Okay.
the individual that owns it, and they come on with their families, and
Okay.
they do as they please. Yeah.
And
What a life.
how many stews will be like under you?
In all honesty, I don't know a whole bunch of information
Okay.
about it. I'm assuming about three stews under me.
Okay. Cool.
That'll be
Yeah.
great. How exciting for you.
I know, look, I'm quite nervous. So I've done a bit of chief work on my previous boat, but I was on that
Hmm.
boat for like 5 years. So I knew it
Mm,
really well. I was super
Hmm.
comfortable with the people I was working with. So now I'm kind of thrown into this new environment. So hopefully I'm gonna do well. I'm sure I am. I'm just gotta I've been off of work for a while, for like about 5 months.
Hmm.
Um, so I think it's just getting back into that routine.
Yeah, you've been traveling, yes.
Yes. After I left my last boat, I spent like a month in New York. I spent a lot of time at home. mostly with my mother, who I'm staying with at the moment.
Hmm.
I've bought two houses. So I'm moving into that adult period of my life, which is super cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are.
That, that's so cool. Do you keep in touch with people from your season?
Less so currently than before. Haley and I were always super close. She's definitely like my best friend to come from the show. Her and I actually haven't spoken in a while. I know she was busy with a big project that she's super excited for everybody to
Hmm.
see. So I can't wait for that to happen and to come out for her. And
Yeah.
then Fraser I still talk to every now and then.
Hmm.
Um, like I go to London quite often lately, and we always just miss each other, which is super unfortunate because I'd love to see him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's so fun.
definitely. So
Yeah.
speaking of Haley, the cake fight scene from season 10. For
Yes.
me, it's in the top five
Best.
below deck scenes of all time. I don't know if it gets enough
Yeah.
due, but so many good quotes came out of that scene, mostly from things that Haley said.
I
All I
know.
wanted was good night Doritos,
Yeah.
and I look like Ariel on crack. I mean,
Yeah.
so funny. You guys were so drunk and so silly. Do you remember that night?
I was actually about to say that I'm glad that it was all recorded because I I don't know if they I can't even remember if they showed it correctly. But the following day, I got up, I got dressed, I was just hungover. All I wanted was a cup of coffee. I went up to the stew pantry upstairs, made
Mhm.
myself a coffee, and just like sat and I don't know, was on my phone or something. Little did I know that Haley like had to run downstairs and still like try and clean up from the night before. I had no clue what happened.
That's hilarious.
That
Yeah,
is so
so
fun.
It was just so
I
pure. And Fraser was so drunk, he just kept saying, like, what's happening? What's
I
happening?
know. I was so nervous for him to come down there and see it. I was like, please, Fraser, stay away.
Hmm. Oh, that
You guys
was
seem to have a lot of fun on the boat. Like it was a real natural kind of chemistry. Is that did that was that shown correctly?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Haley and I especially, we get along so well. Like,
hmm
although we, I think, are polar opposites, she is a very like wild and free spirit, and I do have essence of that, but I
hmm
do tend to be quite reserved unless I am around people that I'm super comfortable with, and I think that showed kind of as I got more comfortable after being there, because obviously I joined in the middle of the season. Everybody had formed their friendships and stuff, so I was super nervous to come in
hmm
and to navigate the dynamic that it was already there, as
hmm
Hmm.
opposed to everybody else. They kind of had to figure it out together.
Yeah.
Um, and as I got more comfortable, especially around Haley, I think like my personality came out a bit more. I would have loved to have been there from the start and
hmm
showed a bit more of my personality. Um, but yeah, that's why I said I'd love to do it again. I think I've got so much more of myself to show that people don't know about.
Definitely. Yeah, we would love to see you back. So let's will that into existence. How
I'm
was
holding.
being on Watch What Happens Live?
That was actually quite a surreal experience, and I think one of one of the most exciting parts of being on Below Deck for me. Obviously, the show is super fun to film, but
Hmm
like that's kind of because I still work in yachting. That's kind of is our everyday apart from the cameras. But to be able to like fly to New York, we got private SUVs to pick us up at the airport and take us to the hotel. It was that very celebrity experience.
Yeah.
Nice.
And meeting Andy was so much fun. He's such a great, funny guy.
hmm
Yeah, I still think about it a lot.
Oh,
That's so cool.
so wonderful. I love just whenever any of you are on there and you're sharing a lot of like behind the scenes and this is my dressing room and here's my name on the door.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, I just love it. It just is so fun and I'm glad you guys can
Um,
kind of take us along.
I must say, my dressing room. So in the dressing rooms, they've got photos of like celebrities who have been in that specific dressing room. And
Mm.
growing up, The Hunger Games was my favorite book and movie series. And Jennifer Lawrence had been in my dressing room, and that was like I kind of had like a little fangirl moment. And I was just
Aw,
taking pictures, and I was like calling my family and be like, "Look."
that is so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
really
it.
neat. I forgot she's a big like Bravo fan. I think I don't
I
know
know,
if you
and
know
I think
below
she
that.
said she's seen all the Blow Decks. So I'm hoping,
Yeah.
crossing fingers, that she's seen our season.
Oh, I'm sure
Heck
she
yeah.
has. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
so
Oh, I
cool.
love that. Well, tell people where they can find you on socials and if you have anything you want to promote that's coming up or anything like that.
Um, Not doing anything at the moment.
Hmm.
I think I'm focusing more on my own life now, doing renovations in the house and stuff. But I'm only really on Instagram for the moment. I do have a TikTok account. I do not post anything. I have considered moving to TikTok and just having fun with it, but at the moment it's just Instagram. It's Tyler Walker, so ITS Tyler Walker.
Love
Awesome.
it. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. It was fun to see your face again on our screens.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hopefully soon we can organize something with Blurdick again. And yeah, hopefully you can see more of me.
That would be
Definitely.
great.
Well, good luck with the houses and your new job. I'm sure it'll be
You're
great.
gonna rock it. You'll be
Yeah.
so great.
Thank you very much.
Stay in touch, Tyler.
Definitely. And I'll keep everybody posted on Instagram and make sure there are a couple of stories. I've been lacking on that lately.
Okay, sounds good.
Take
Well,
care.
we're gonna
Cool.
let
Thank you.
we'll let you sign off. We're gonna record our episode for next week now.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right,
Good
Thanks.
luck
take
with the
care.
rest of it. Thank you
Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
too. Cool. Bye.
Bye. He's adorable.
So cute.
Just yeah, I had forgotten like how great he was, how he was so good at his job and he just loved doing all the
He
like
just jumped right
housekeeping.
in. Like he was just.
Hmm.
It's time for Hot Tub Combo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite below deck cast members.
So a fan asked Harry why he isn't following Tzarina on Instagram. Hadn't noticed this.
Mm-mm.
He said that she blocked him after he suggested that she kind of calm down her comments about the current season on the socials. And he doesn't support online blasting or bullying and didn't like what he was seeing.
Yeah,
So I did see that Lara reshared this and she said, quote, finally, someone speaks out. I have kept very quiet about the situation on socials, but it's real people's lives affected by this. We need more people like Harry in the world.
I do
So
agree with that statement.
absolutely. So I did not see a fallout between Harry and Tzarina coming.
Mm-mm.
Um, did you see Zarina's story last week where I think she
Yeah,
said Bravo had asked her to kind of put something out there saying like, please be kind, especially to Laura, because
yeah.
Laura's getting a ton of hate online. She has shared some
Oh,
of that on her
yeah.
stories. I mean, like death threats, like bad.
That's
I
ridiculous.
know.
First of all, this is
N-
a TV show.
yeah, this is never okay.
It's ridiculous.
Um,
These people are just, they put themselves out there for us
mhm.
to see a glimpse into their life. Heaven forbid she was having a bad time.
Right, exactly. So even comments on some of our posts have not been very nice
Yeah,
towards Laura. Um, and I have, said I respectfully disagree, or, I don't
yeah,
want to hear like name calling and that kind of thing. And if anything is super nasty, of course we will delete it. Um,
yeah,
please remember that we don't know the whole story. We don't know everything. Laura has kind of alluded that something else has happened that maybe is not going to be shown. And these are real people and they see your comments. These
yeah.
people follow us, they see your comments. Like, if you wouldn't say it in person and to their face, like, don't, I mean, it's just
And
not
what
nice.
and what we need to remember is there are 42 days that they are taping,
Yeah.
and we see 17 hours
Yeah.
of the 42 days. So we
Even
just
less
need.
than that because each episode's like 40 minutes, right?
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's easy to get caught up in it. And we've talked about it too. Like, it's easy to get caught up in the emotions of it all. But
Hmm.
we do have to remember these are kind people. They don't
Yeah.
deserve this.
Yeah. And yeah, they're real people. They're not celebrities per se,
Right.
so they're not
Right.
used to people commenting on like their work situation. So
Yeah.
just be nice.
Be kind. It's nice.
Yeah.
Bree was on the Bad TV podcast this week. She said she and Harry are no longer together,
Mm.
but their boatmance did not end after the season. So she said they traveled the world together. They met up with her dad in Dubai. It sounds like she has nothing but love for Harry. And it does sound like that. And it sounds
Yeah.
genuine. I mean, she
Hmm.
said they went on a safari. They went to
Hmm.
Chicago and Philly. I mean, just
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. I love that. Remember last year we were saying, oh, Harry's traveling with someone. I wonder who he's traveling with. So,
It had to be Brie.
yeah, I
I
hope
mean,
that they will share a lot more of their travels, now that as the season ends.
yeah,
So.
yeah, it was fun.
On May 7th, Bravo announced what shows will be returning to the network. So here's the
Mhm.
scoop on what Below Deck shows are returning for another season. As we know, Below Deck season 12 premieres on Monday, June 2nd, and Below Deck Med season 10 has been greenlit, along with Below Deck Down Under season 4. Those will both be returning. No mention of Sailing Yacht, however.
Yeah,
And
but I
yeah,
mean,
can we?
I'm getting asked from friends that I have that are my hairstylist is asking,
Yeah,
what do you know? What do you know? And I'm like, gosh, I wish I had something to tell you, but I don't.
sorry.
So
I just know it
yeah,
hasn't filmed. In
yeah,
other Bravo news, there will be a new Real Housewives show. It's Real Housewives of Rhode Island. This is exciting.
interesting.
Ladies
Yeah,
of London returns. That's not one that I watched, but people who watched it loved it.
yeah, yeah,
Kelli,
they were
I
good.
know you're excited to see your boy Reza return via the
I'm so
Valley
excited.
Persian
Yeah.
style. And then there's going to be a wife swap Real Housewives edition. So
Oh
that should
Lord.
be epic.
Oh my
Can't wait
God.
to find out who's going to be on that.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, it should be a good year coming up with some shows. So
Hmm.
we'll keep you updated on Sailing Yacht for sure.
Yeah.
Our pals Kyle from Med and Zachary had a disco themed wedding in the Hamptons recently. Charter guest Jennifer Spinner and wife Bronwyn were there. It looked so fun. And they have been legally married for a while now, but
Hmm.
hadn't had a chance to celebrate. So, congratulations to Kyle and Zachary. We're so happy for you. And they just looked so happy,
They really
in
did. It
all of the
looked great. I
photos.
mean, what a joy to get married in the Hamptons. It looked just gorgeous.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Excited for them. Okay, Kelly, can we talk about Ben Willoughby's video last week that he shared? Okay. First of all, there was the music, very over the top.
Very post-production, right?
Yeah.
Like this was
Good. He had really
yes.
good lighting. Yeah. Okay.
Oh
He had
yeah.
the coffee cup. It was
Yeah.
giving Jimmy Fallon writing thank you notes. It was giving Stuart Smalley. It was giving, how can you pretend that you didn't throw a tantrum and try to take down Captain Carey and the entire Below Deck franchise?
Yes. Yes. I sent that to you and I think I did an eye roll. I
Yeah.
grew so much from it. I don't know. I mean,
I
yeah.
just, I say I
Ben.
have no words, but I did have a lot of words. Ah, Ben. Okay.
Cheesy. It was cheesy. We'll just
Super cheesy. I
yeah,
mean, he is an actor now, so, he could submit this for like his acting role.
that is a good point.
It's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Dreamboat for a stern talking to. Kelly, who are you going to call to the Wheelhouse this week and why?
I am going to call Tzarina for the last comment she made about the helmet. Not necessary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not cool. All right, Tzarina, get on up here. That's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially our producer, Joss.